So I know a lot of you out there listening are thinking about real estate and how to build a portfolio with rental properties.
Definitely a hot topic these days.
Yeah, especially now with these short-term rentals, with Airbnb and VRBO and all that.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I think we should talk about these DSCR loans.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the secret sauce to unlocking this whole strategy.
For sure. And especially in the world of short-term rentals, because you're not going to qualify with your W-2 income.
Right, exactly.
So that's why this is such a powerful strategy.
Okay, so what is a DSCR loan?
A DSCR loan stands for debt service coverage ratio. And it's basically saying that the property has to make enough money to pay the debt.
Okay.
And it's based on the property's income, not your income.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So if you make $20,000 a year or $2 million a year, it doesn't matter. What matters is the property.
Got it.
So you could have a really high income and not qualify for a DSCR loan because maybe the property just doesn't cash flow that well.
Yeah.
Or you could have a very low income and qualify for a huge DSCR loan because the property is going to cash flow very well.
All right, so how do you calculate it?
It's net operating income divided by the total debt payment.
All right, give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you have a property that is going to cash flow $6,000 a month.
Okay, $6,000 a month coming in.
After all expenses are paid.
Okay.
And let's say the debt payment is $4,000 a month.
All right, so we take that $6,000 and divide it by the $4,000.
Exactly.
And that gives us 1.5.
That's right.
Okay, so the 1.5 is the DSCR.
Correct.
So the higher that number is, the better.
Exactly. And most lenders are going to want to see at least a 1.2.
Okay.
So you're in a really good spot with 1.5.
Okay, and how does that compare to getting a conventional loan?
So a conventional loan is based on you, the borrower,
Right.
your credit score, your debt-to-income ratio, how much money you make. But the DSCR loan is all about the property.
Got it.
So that's why DSCR loans are so powerful.
Makes sense.
Because it really opens it up to so many more people.
Yeah, especially in this world of Airbnb and VRBO and short-term rentals, because you're not going to qualify with your W-2 income.
Exactly. Your W-2 income is probably going to be too low relative to the amount of debt that you're going to be taking on to buy these properties.
That's amazing. Okay, so are there certain requirements when it comes to the lender looking at a DSCR loan?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the DSCR is a huge one.
Okay.
But you're also going to have to put some money down,
Right.
usually around 20 to 30%.
Oh, really?
That's pretty typical. But the cool thing is that there are strategies where you don't have to use your own money.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of using business credit?
Business credit?
To buy real estate.
To buy real estate? No, I have not.
Yeah. So you could get a 0% interest business credit line.
Wow.
And use that for the down payment.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So there are ways to get around putting your own cash in.
All right, so where can our listeners learn more about using business credit for down payments on real estate?
So if you want to learn more about that, you got to check out fixflipcredit.com. It's the best program in the entire country.
Right, fixflipcredit.com.
It's all about business credit mastery.
That's incredible. I'm going to check that out myself.
Yeah, it's super powerful.
All right, so DSCR loans, incredible strategy for buying real estate.
Yeah.
And then, taking it to the next level and learning how to use business credit.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So stay tuned. We're going to go into more about DSCR loans and how to really use these to build your portfolio.
Welcome back.
Okay, so in part one, we talked about what a DSCR loan is and how it differs from conventional financing and kind of like the advantages of a DSCR loan. But I want to talk about, okay, I'm ready to get a DSCR loan. How do I use that to buy a property?
Sure. So the process is pretty similar to getting a conventional loan, but it's really important to work with a lender who understands DSCR loans.
Got it. So not just any lender.
Not just any lender, because if they don't understand DSCR loans, they might not give you the best deal, or they might not even know how to underwrite it properly.
Okay. So we got to find the right lender. That's step one.
That's step one. Yeah. And then after you find the right lender, you're going to have to gather your documentation.
Okay.
And it's going to be pretty similar to a conventional loan, but they're really going to focus on the property.
Okay.
So, make sure you have a good appraisal. Make sure you have a really good rental income analysis.
Yeah, like to prove to the lender that this property can cash flow like we're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to be able to show them that you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That this property is going to make money.
Yeah. And that it can support that loan amount.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times, if you're new to the area or you're new to real estate investing, you might want to work with a real estate agent or a property manager who can help you put together that rental income analysis.
Yeah, get some good projections because it's all about, the data.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to want to see, real numbers, not just like,
Yeah.
oh, I think it can rent for this much.
Right.
They want to see, okay, here are the comps. Here's what other properties are renting for.
Oh, yeah.
This makes sense. This is a good deal.
Got it. All right. So you're saying we found the right lender. We've gathered our documentation.
Yeah.
We've got that income analysis put together, and it looks good.
Yeah.
What's next?
So then the lender is going to issue you a loan commitment.
Okay.
And that's basically saying, hey, we're going to give you the loan.
Yeah.
Here are the terms. Here's the interest rate. Here's the loan amount, all of that.
Yeah. So make sure you read through that carefully.
Absolutely. And you might even want to have a real estate attorney look at it.
Got it.
Just to make sure that you understand everything before you sign.
Yeah. Don't want any surprises.
Definitely not. Okay.
Now, when it comes to DSCR loans and Airbnb, are there any unique challenges or considerations that we should be aware of?
Yeah. So one thing is that a lot of lenders are going to want to see that you have experience with short-term rentals.
So if I've never done an Airbnb before, they might not want to lend to me.
They might not. Or if they do, they might give you a higher interest rate.
Okay.
Or a lower loan amount.
So you got to build up that experience first or, prove to them that we know what we're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you don't have experience, maybe you can take some courses or read some books or find a mentor.
Got it.
Something like that.
That makes sense. And then what about the seasonality aspect of Airbnb?
Yeah, that's another big one because with Airbnb, you're going to have your busy season.
Right.
And then you're going to have your slow season.
Like a beach house, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lender is going to want to see that you factored that into your rental income analysis.
Right.
And that even in the slow season, you can still make the mortgage payments.
So it all comes back down to those projections, making sure we got those right.
Exactly. Yeah. And, don't be afraid to be conservative.
Yeah.
Because it's better to underestimate your income and then be pleasantly surprised.
Exactly.
Than to overestimate and then, not be able to make the payments.
Right. All right. So this has been super helpful. I'm really glad we talked about all this. But I want to go back to what we talked about earlier about using business credit for a down payment.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for me a little bit more?
Sure. So business credit is separate from your personal credit.
Okay.
So your business can have its own credit score.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so you can actually get business credit cards, business lines of credit.
Okay.
And you can use that to fund your real estate deals.
That's incredible. So my business can borrow money, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. And so how does the 0% interest come into play?
So a lot of these business credit cards will offer 0% interest for like the first 6 months or 12 months or even 18 months.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a really good way to get started.
So it's not like free money forever, but it gives you like a really good runway to get started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a really good way to preserve your cash.
That makes sense.
Because you can use that 0% interest credit to fund your deals.
Yeah.
And then, once that intro period is over, you can either pay it off.
Yeah.
Or you can refinance it into a lower interest rate.
Got it. Okay. So where can people learn more about this whole business credit strategy?
So if you want to learn more about business credit, you got to check out fixflipcredit.com.
Fixflipcredit.com.
Yeah, that's the best resource out there for learning about business credit and how to use it for real estate.
And they teach you like how to get the 0% interest and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, they have a whole step-by-step system.
Wow. Okay, cool. I'm writing that down. Fixflipcredit.com. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so this has been super helpful learning about these, unique challenges of Airbnb and DSCR loans and then how to use business credit to really make this whole thing work. All right, so stay tuned. We're going to wrap it all up in part 3. Okay, so we're back. And we've talked about, DSCR loans, how they work, how they're different from conventional loans, how to qualify, and even this cool trick about using business credit to get the down payment.
Right.
But I want to bring it all together. Why should someone listening even care about DSCR loans?
So DSCR loans are all about cash flow.
Okay.
And with a rental property, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want the property to pay for itself.
Right.
And, maybe even give you some extra cash every month.
Make some profit.
Exactly. Yeah. And so a DSCR loan allows you to do that.
Okay.
Because it's not based on your income.
Got it.
It's based on the property's income.
And especially now with, these short-term rentals like Airbnb.
Yeah.
I mean, people are making a killing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can make way more money with a short-term rental than you can with a long-term rental.
So DSCR loans are like the perfect tool for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up here, what are some like key things that you would tell our listeners about DSCR loans?
I would say, first of all, do your research.
Yep.
Make sure you understand how they work.
Yeah.
Talk to some lenders.
Right.
Shop around, get the best deal.
Got it.
And second, I would say, make sure the property makes sense. Don't just buy any property because you can get a DSCR loan on it.
Right. It's still got a cash flow.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to make sure that the numbers work.
Yeah.
And that you're going to be able to make a profit.
And last but not least, learn about business credit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that was like mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
When you told me about that.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. Like 0% interest to use for a down payment on a property. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You can't beat that.
Yeah. So where should people go to learn more about that?
Fixflipcredit.com.
Fixflipcredit.com. Okay.
They're the best.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about DSCR loans.
Yeah. Go out there and buy some real estate.
Build that portfolio.
Make some money.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.